YouTubes, it's your buddy Aaron here. Welcome back to the twin turbo G35 build. Hope you guys are having an awesome day, awesome week, despite all of the craziness going on in the world. Today we're finally going to be putting the turbos on to the G35's built motor. We got a couple things that we got to do first, but I've been super excited to get to this point. I couldn't even sleep for the last couple days. I'm just waiting for this weekend for me to be off for 2 days so that I can just go in on this build. Hope you guys enjoyed that last video. We did put the engine pretty much together almost completely. We're like 90% done. We still have the upper and lower oil pans that we need to install. And the reason why that set us back is because of this. So unfortunately on my upper pan, I accidentally cracked it right here because my dumbass was trying to use a breaker bar through this peep window hole to try and pull it off with a seal that was sealed to the motor. But I did use Toyota sealer. It was on there super tight. So yeah, I cracked it, and that was the wrong way to take it off anyway. There's actually like little areas that you can like stick your flathead screwdriver and actually get it to unseal from the motor, but I didn't know that until afterwards. So I went and got pretty much a new oil pan right here. We just gotta swap over the oil cooler housing, and yeah, that's really it. So huge shout out to my buddy Exorcist G35 for hooking me up with this oil pan. Also want to give a huge shout out to my buddy Isaac because he was able to let me grab his stock throttle body. A little dirty. We're going to clean that up and maybe even port it ourselves later on. But our goal in this video is to pretty much complete the motor, put the turbos on, get the manifolds in, get the injectors in, upper and lower oil pans with the spacer and the Greddy oil pan. Check it out over here, guys. We got some Nissan OEM Pathfinder header gaskets. This is what's going to go to the block and to our manifold. The reason why we got Pathfinder ones is because they have these extra holes. The ones that come with the G35 is only pretty much like 2, 2, and 2. Also, we got our Injector Dynamics 1050cc injectors. Let's go ahead and unbox those right now. Check it out. Additional parts inside. Well, I would hope so. Check it out, guys. So we did order the injectors with all of the connectors that we need to go from our stock harness to the new Injector Dynamics injectors. Dang, these are some hefty boys right here. These are the 1050cc injectors. This is what we decided to go with. I'm not going for like insane power goals, but I think 1050 is going to be exactly what we're going to need, between 500 and 600 wheel horsepower. So we'll be good with these. Oh, we got some stickers. So this whole thing right here is our injector harness, and we just plugged in one of the adapters right here. And it looks like it plugs directly into the injector harness, and now we just got to plug in this end into the injector. So we're gonna go ahead and start setting up the intake lower manifold. We got our lower manifold ported by VQ Boys Performance. They were able to sponsor a nice little ported lower manifold to help us with some gains a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this on there. As you guys can see, we've already got our gaskets all set up, ready to go. So we're just gonna go ahead and lay this on there. And then, yeah, we got our knock sensor plugged in. We're gonna put this lower manifold on, and then we're gonna start installing the injectors. Check it out, guys. We got the truck here. They're picking up the old rod knock block. They're sending it back as a core charge. There it is, boy. See you later, rod knock. Check it out, guys, our new Injector Dynamics 1050cc injectors. We're gonna go ahead and start installing them onto our fuel rail. Make sure I went ahead and cleaned out all of the holes on here, as well as all the holes on the lower intake manifold, to make sure we got some full flow action. These are the little clips that came with our stock fuel rail, and we got some clips that are already attached to the Injector Dynamics injectors. If this camera will focus, there we go. So the clip is already on here. Pretty much what this clip does is it'll go on it right here, snap into place, and then we can kind of snap it into the fuel rail. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so we got one installed, we got 5 left to go. Let's go ahead and get the rest installed. Check it out, guys. We got the fuel rail installed with the new Injector Dynamics injectors. They made it super easy with these connectors to just connect directly to the stock harness. But everything's looking pretty good. I got it all zip tied to the valve cover. Everything's in place, kind of out the way. Now we can go ahead and throw the plenum on, but before we do that and add some more weight to this, because it's already kind of hard to rotate on this, we're gonna go ahead and flip it around, and we're gonna go ahead and start working on the upper and lower oil pan. Alright guys, so we just installed our new rear main seal right here. We put down our seals for the upper oil pan. They're like the half moon crescent seals. We did apply our RTV on the little corners of those seals, and now we're gonna go ahead and lay down our upper oil pan. Also on this side that you can't see, there are two little orange seals. One is for the oil pump and the other one is for the block itself. Gotta make sure you put those on before this upper oil pan. Alright, we got it laid down. Now we got to go ahead and torque it down to the correct specifications. According to the manual, I believe we start from the inside and we go towards the outside. So let's go ahead and start torquing it down. Ooh, check it out guys, we're going to be installing our new Greddy oil pan. Not really new, we got it with our kit, with the Greddy Twin Turbo kit. This oil pan is just super strong, and it also has some cooling capabilities right here on the bottom, so it's really good for boosted applications. Nice little addition to what we have here. I just cleaned the living hell out of this thing. We just took some brake parts cleaner to it, and I also got off all of the old gasket. This thing is ready to go. But before we can go ahead and install this, we're gonna go ahead and put on our aluminum Z1 Motorsports oil pan spacer. I didn't get the one with the ports because there are already ports drilled on the pan itself, with some bolts for the oil feeds for the turbos. So we're gonna go ahead and put the spacer on. We're gonna go ahead and seal it, drop the spacer on there, put some more sealant on top of the spacer, and then drop the oil pan on top of that. So we're gonna go ahead and get started installing it. The Z1 Motorsports oil pan spacer does come with new hardware, so you can use this to put the spacer on and then put the pan on behind it. You guys can see on both sides of the oil pan spacer, you got these little grooves right here where you can go ahead and lay the sealant. So we gotta do it to both sides. First we're gonna do one side, go ahead and lay it down. So this is the orientation which it needs to sit. So we're gonna go ahead and lay down sealant on this side. So bad at laying RTV. Okay, I'll see you later, Pistons. Well, hopefully I don't have to see you later. Just do a good job, okay? Can't fuck this up. Okay. Fuck that up, whatever. Oh my goodness, this thing looks so much bigger now when it has like the pans on. Especially with that spacer, makes it stick out just a little bit more. It's all upside down right now, but check it out guys. This thing looks so sick. I'm glad I cleaned up that pan a little bit. She really shined it up. But man, I am more stoked now than ever. I'm glad we got everything sealed up. Got the rear main seal in there. The next thing we gotta do is just take out that pilot bearing. I'm gonna run over to Advanced Auto Parts, grab that real quick. But everything is cool, man. I'm about to flip this thing over and we're gonna go ahead and start putting the plenum on. Now it's time for the part that we've all been waiting for. We're gonna be finally slapping those snails on to the G35's engine that we just freshly built. This part I've been waiting for all day, but you guys, you know, it's a couple minutes because YouTube magic and all that stuff, but I've been waiting all day. I've been working really hard on this engine all day and pretty much for the last couple of weekends that I've had off of work. So finally get to see those nice little turbos sitting on the engine. So we got our entire kit right here. We got a rebuilt Wastegates right there. I did rebuild them. I was making a small video of how to rebuild them, but I didn't really like the video too much, and I don't want to give you guys any bad content, but I did end up rebuilding those Wastegates right there with some new diaphragms. Everything else inside looked pretty good. The spring felt really good. But we got our entire kit right here, and we're gonna first start off by installing our manifolds pretty much. And before we do that, we gotta start wrapping them. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap them up with some heat wrap pretty much, and then start slapping everything on. But before we do that, I've been letting the camera charge for a little bit. Let me show you guys what I did to the engine. Oh shit, look at it guys. I got everything on there, got all the accessories on there. One belt is tightened up. I just gotta wait to put it on the car, put the power steering on, then I can tighten up the other belt. But dudes, this thing is complete. It's literally ready to just slap in as an NA build so far. So we still gotta put the manifolds on. So we got our studs right there. We got our gaskets over there. We're gonna go ahead and start slapping everything together. But just wanted to show you the full, pretty much completed block with the upper plenum, the throttle body, everything is connected. We even got our sandwich plate for the oil cooler and our oil filter on there, K&N of course, which Kind of sucks because I'm going to be changing that probably like at first immediately just to get all the regular fluids out of the car. Then I'm going to be driving it for like 50 miles doing an oil change, then 500 miles doing an oil change, and then like 1,000 or 1,500 miles and doing an oil change. Got to change it frequently because it's a new engine. You got to let it break in and got to take it easy. Take it easy. But anyway, guys, yeah, got to take care of it. So let's go ahead and start slapping on the manifolds and getting everything hooked up as far as the turbos. Definitely got to be wearing gloves when you're handling this material right here, this Kevlar, fiberglass, whatever the fuck it is. That shit gets stuck in your hands. Last time I wrapped my headers, it was stuck in my hands like little weird ass circles in my hands for like a month. So yeah, we're gonna use gloves. This kid also provided us with these little, kind of like metal like zip ties. They're really thin and really easy to use as far as holding the end of this Kevlar in place. Check it out, guys. So we got our first manifold done with the exhaust strap. Try to get a little creative, try to go like one way and get it like, you know, lashed in by these two little like metal zip ties. They look pretty good. I mean, everything worked out good. I just cut off the ends of the zip ties. The only reason why you would want to wrap these things is so that you can just not crack the manifold, save all the heat, keep it flowing, and not have the heat kind of, you know, come off of it. But this kind of scares me. I'm hoping that it doesn't crack there, but usually manifolds don't crack there. They would crack like by the flanges and everything. If I would have showed you, this one did actually have a little bit of weld over here because it cracked. So I'm trying to keep it nice and wrapped up just like that. And we're gonna go ahead and wrap that one up and then go ahead and slam it onto the engine. So we got the OEM Nissan header gaskets right here. We're going to open them up and get started. Go, you fuck. Guys, I could not express to you enough how annoying these manifolds were to install. It's already super annoying dealing with just regular stock G35 headers, but these, they're just, doesn't it look impossible to get that bolt on there with like, you know, no clearance whatsoever? Like, it's a pain in the butt. So they pretty much wanted me to put the bolt here, 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 and then they wanted me to go here and then there. And there was just absolutely no way I was getting a bolt on right here. But what I was able to do is kind of feed in the bolt. I just had to take the header and like barely put it on all of the studs. I had to put all the studs in first. Take the header, barely put it on the studs, and then I have to take a nut and then put it right in front of the stud and kind of feed the header on at the same time that I'm turning the nut, all of them out at the same time. So that was super annoying, but we got it all torqued down. Everything is super tight. Everything is ready to rock. And then as you guys can see, we got the other manifold over here. So now for my favorite part of this video, we're finally going to be installing the turbos. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's do it.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Oh shit, dudes. Look at that thing. That thing is so fucking clean. Look at this engine. We got the turbos mounted on there. I am super stoked right now to actually see the turbos mounted up to the fully built engine that we got. Now we're gonna go ahead and install these wastegates as well as the other hot piping, and I may also be wrapping those as well. So let's go ahead and mount them up, and then we're gonna get started on our oil plumbing. Alright guys, let me tell you one thing. This shit is not easy. Trying to get everything to line up. You gotta make sure like all the bolts are loose and like trying to line them up together. Like, man, it's a pain in the butt. But I got them all together. Everything is nice and tight. Everything is torqued down. Got our wastegates installed, and we are pretty much good to start wrapping this right here. I'm not sure if I want to do a whole bunch. I know I want to put the blankets, the turbo blankets on. We got this really nice one from PTP Turbo Blankets. This one's like a super expensive one, but this one right here is a super cheap one from eBay, and I figured whatever, I'm just gonna throw it on. It's literally the same material. It's just this one is it has like that blanket material on the inside and a little bit more insulation, so hopefully that's not a bad move, but I think we'll be okay considering all the wrap that we have. I'm gonna put the nice turbo blanket on the passenger side because that's where our fuel lines and everything run, and then the other one I'm gonna put on the driver's side. Let's go ahead and wrap these up real quick though. Boom, check it out guys. Got everything fully wrapped up. We got the turbo blankets on the hot side of the turbos. I was able to wrap up, you know, the downpipes as well as near the wastegate area on the hot side, so that everything is pretty much wrapped up. Hopefully, I mean, it's really honestly as even as I can get it. Hopefully it doesn't cause any issues down the road, but I think we're gonna be solid. I don't know guys, first time turboing, it's a fucking learning experience for all of us, so hey. Anyway guys, you guys can see I pretty much have all of the plumbing set up. This is all of our coolant hoses, everything is connected and pretty much ready to go. Like the engine is done. The only thing that we have left to do is connect our oil feed lines and then go ahead and start setting up our plumbing as far as the other oil feed lines, so that we can have it pretty much tap into, I think it's gonna tap into the oil pressure sensor, which is over here. So yeah, we're pretty much gonna take that out and then put some piping in there, which I got from Home Depot. Everything is pretty much like able to be purchased from Home Depot. And then I also have these little three-way valves and this hose, so we can set up our wastegates to the boost controller and also to the plenum up here. We gotta utilize this little nipple right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and we're gonna wrap up. All right, fellas, it is not the next day, but like the day after. I've been going around like to a whole bunch of different Home Depots so I can figure out all the plumbing and whatnot that I can buy for setting up pretty much my oil pressure gauge, as well as feeding the oil to the turbos, so check it out. The reason why I had to go to multiple Home Depots is because these T-fittings right here are super rare, I guess, around here. I had to go to Lowe's and 2 different Home Depots to find 3 T-fittings. Straights and everything else I was able to pick up. Got this little kind of extension over here to reach the other turbo feed line. I got it kind of fed behind the tensioner housing there. So first, oil feed goes right here to the turbo on the passenger side. Come on down. This is our oil pressure gauge that we're going to be setting up. I got a Phantom oil pressure gauge from Z1 Motorsports. And then this is our stock oil pressure gauge, so that nothing really interferes with the stock harness when that plugs in. Don't want to set any check engine lights. And pretty much this stock sensor used to plug in right there into the upper oil pan. However, I had to convert it so I can feed the turbos. And hopefully, it seems kind of like a clusterfuck over here, not gonna lie, but I hope the sway bar doesn't get in the way. I don't think it will, being that this is, you know, pretty far out, and so is this front hose, you know, like stock. Those are pretty far out. I'm just hoping I don't have any fitment issues when I go ahead and put it in the car. But that's pretty much the setup that we're running right now. Everything is nice and tight. Everything's got Teflon tape, and we're pretty much good to go as far as feeding the oil to the turbos. And then of course we got these oil feed lines right here going right to the bottom of the drain pan. Taking a look over here, we got our wastegates installed, everything's good, and I also hooked up our vacuums. I'm trying to figure out how to install the boost gauge. That's pretty much going to be the next video. Installing our boost gauge, which is an Innovate boost gauge. It's super nice because it comes with you can look at your AFR ratio, you can look at the boost pounds, and you can also use it as a boost controller. So 3 different features that it has, and then I'm only doing pretty much 2 gauges, putting them in the middle of the car. So I'm gonna have pretty much a gauge install setup video, and yeah, that's pretty much gonna be the next video because I'm kind of on hold right now. I'm trying to get this transmission gasket. It's got to go pretty much in the front cover of our transmission bell housing because I realized that it's starting to leak fluid. So it's pretty much this big old thing right here. If you can even see, it's kind of dark. Anyway, there's a big metal thing in there with a bunch of bolts that comes off, and there's a little gasket there that I got to change. I'm just waiting on the gasket to be received at my local Nissan because the shit is on back order. It sucks. Then I can go ahead and slap our Exity carbon twin disc clutch in there. Slap the pilot bearing bushing that I got. Anyway guys, so for the wastegates we have, this is gonna go to the boost controller. We're gonna figure that out. This one right here connects to a T and then runs up to the front of the plenum right here so that it can read the pressure up there. Yeah, we're getting there, boys. We're pretty much right there on the final stretch. I'm super stoked finally seeing it all together. I just hope nothing leaks. Like, there's so many things that I sealed and put together on this thing, like myself. So I literally built the whole freaking thing myself, except for the pistons and the rods and the crank, of course. That was done by Import Parts Pro, so shout out to them. That's gonna be about it for this video. As you guys can see, we're pretty much finished up with the twin turbo G35 engine, built long block, 4 boost, heads, fucking short block, Greddy twins. If you guys like this video and you guys are just as excited as me, make sure you smash that like button for me. It really helps out with the videos, getting them out there, getting this channel growing. So thank you all you guys, especially for everyone who leaves a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this whole build. A lot of you guys are talking shit because it's a DE, but it's all good. I spent way too much fucking money. I know that, it's all good. Talk shit, let me know. Let me know down in the comments. But anyway, if you guys want to support this build, head over to DoubleASupply.com. We do have shirts, some merch, we got some cool jet tags and t-shirts and air fresheners, things like that. I want to do a new merch drop soon. I'm trying to figure out some ideas what I want to do, so I have an idea what I want to do, so I'm probably going to talk about that in the future. But anyway, thank you guys again so much for watching. I'm going to see you guys in the next video.